Hi there, this is Amanda Hill from the Social Media Cafe. Just had an email saying that I have the new version of LinkedIn with the author platform. How cool is that? Now, there's lots of author platforms out there. Tumblr, many people use WordPress, whatever it is that you use, I'm sure there's plenty of things out there. But LinkedIn now want you to start publishing on there and become influential. They want you to be found for what it is you do and your knowledge. There's an awful lot of people out there that are very good at curating. That's taking somebody else's content. But what we're missing is people's unique take on things, their own perspective about things that happen in communication, challenges, marketing, advertising, whatever it is that they've got an interest in. And when they publish, it's added to their profile, along with being shared with their connections, and can reach a much broader audience of the people around them. So just like blogs and websites where you can post and do all sorts of things, you can do it across here as well. And if you send it across other social networks, you can then use your analytics page to see what you're doing. So let's go and have a look and see what we've got. So, I can now write a blog. I can use the little editor. Similar if you look to WordPress, but also you can embed here as well. So you're switching to add in an embed code from SlideShare or YouTube or whatever it is that you're going to do it with. You can add pictures. You can add links, you can put bullet points, and you can do all the normal formatting. What I can't see on here is colour, but maybe we can do that with the pictures and whatever. You can change the heading sizes. This is very similar to the WordPress layout as well. There's a link here that says 7 secrets to writing well on LinkedIn. It's actually being shown against the conquering the blank page. I personally don't have an issue with blank page. I can write about lots of things, but I guess that's years of practice. I do know lots of you do have problems of what do I talk about, because that's one of the biggest issues that I get asked about. Do make sure that you've checked it for spelling, because that's not great. Do look in preview to see how your images are coming out, because they're not always going to show exactly how you think. When you've published, share it in lots of places. Now this is a very clever way for LinkedIn. They did used to have the post to Twitter thing on there, but unless you're actually using something like Hootsuite, you're probably only sharing your LinkedIn content with one place. This way, you can bring people back to LinkedIn, and I think that's what they're after as well. And of course, you want to link back to your post to see comments and respond. If you've got posts and stats, you can go and have a look, and here's the tips to get started. I shall apologise for the blank screen. My computer isn't always the fastest in the world. So, write about what you know about. Being the expert in your field is not a bad thing, you know. Quite a lot of people hide under a bushel of how good they are. Write often. You know what? I think little and often beats having a splurge and writing a load in one go and then nothing at all for months and months. You really do need to remember who you're talking to. Although actually, people forget we're all people. We all have interesting things going on in our world, and we forget that other people share those things as well. But this is mainly a business arena, so do have a little think about how you would talk. I am smiling. Pay attention to the headline. I'm an ex-journalist, And the headline doesn't just carry a lot of weight, it actually hooks the reader. They may well then start reading the rest, but actually, the first paragraph is as important as is delivering on the promise. So don't grab them in and then they're having to read all the way through to find that actually you haven't lived up to it, because they won't then come back again. Stories that go viral, i.e. are seen by an awful lot of people, are played off by what's in the news, what's relevant, what's now. The top one, Steve Jobs. Obviously lots of people online are very interested in what made them successful. So obviously using people that are trusted, liked and influencers and talking about them are going to get you far more looks than without using something like that. But you know, everything is going to work for your audience. So your audience may not like Steve Jobs. So think about what they like and the sort of content that you click through on that's in your world, and then analyse why. And number 6 is really important. If you're using images or if you're using quotations or if you're sharing somebody else's work, absolutely imperative that you give a tribute back to them. This is very clever of LinkedIn. When you've published, share it, post it on other platforms. They do realise that people are on lots of different platforms, and I think what they're trying to do is influence people to come back. Having this across the bottom, people who read this post also read, showing where they've gone next. So where I go next, it's a bit like the related post or the up preview of WordPress. So it means that the readership of what they're doing is going up much higher. And also sharing who the influencers are is great, because it means other people in your world or in other worlds get to come across and find you. So it's interesting that they're trying to help you be found as an influencer in your world. Now, on every post you've got a follow button, so people can come across and find you, and they'll also see your other posts. So don't be a one-hit wonder. I'm going to go away and I'm going to do my first one, and hopefully it will then start getting liked and shared and people will enjoy it. So think of something that would work in your world that is not only interesting but is also helpful to other people. The 7 secrets of is a very strong tactic. So the top 10 whatever, people like to know what's good out there. So I'm going to use this headline idea and I'm going to come up with things that I think will be useful to people in my world. I'd love to hear what you think.